What up, nerds? This is BFA. Here to share a little win with you. It looks like enough crying has been going on that the PvP nerfs are coming through. I got a small smile on my face because even though Death Knights weren't mentioned, I think it's still definitely a win for us. And sweet. So, man, we're so fucking close. I mean, with all these people here, I'm sitting on top of the damage meters, and we didn't get any buffs, and but a lot of other classes got fucked up, and I mean, I saw that coming. I kind of knew that, I mean, something was going to be done, and rogues, mages, hunters, they got fucked up pretty bad. And I want to read it to you, but I don't know if this is going to cancel my video. So I'll pull it up on my laptop in a bit. But you guys see that gear? Was that 370? Oh shit, dude. Fuck yeah. It's a little bit better than my 340. Alright, let's see what we get. So I can only use... That's kind of cool. I can only get one Azurite power, which I'm Frost. So your abilities have a chance to plant a factional banner for 10 seconds, empowering yourself and up to 4 allies with the spirit of the Alliance? What the fuck does that do? When Pillars of Frost expires, your strength is increased by 705 for 6 seconds. This effect lasts 2 seconds longer for each obliterate you. So Icy Citadel's pretty good. I'm pretty familiar with that one. I'm not familiar with this one. Stronger Together. Your ability for 10 seconds, empowering... I feel like I gotta try that one out. On a dummy or something. Let's see what the nerds said about that one. Dear Icy Veins, what are my best Azurite talents? Okay, I'm just Googling that real quick. Because I don't want to lose 5 gold and pick the wrong one, you know what I'm saying? So... Wildhead? No. Icy Veins. Yeah, because Icy Veins always knows what to do. These damn cookies. Yep, got it. I accept. I'm saying that I accept the goddamn cookies. Alright, whatever. I'm not gonna look through here. So, Thunderous Blast. What's it called again? Stronger Together? Is that even one Icy Citadel? I must be looking at the wrong shit here. What is that? Oh shit, I'm the leader of this group. Whoops. Fuck, why isn't it on here? Looking at Frost. Am I not Frost? I could have sworn I was using Frost abilities. Let's double check that. We'll hit accept. I don't know why it's not. What is it even talking about? What are the other ones it's talking about? Harrowing Decay, Embrace of the Dark One. I'm going to pick this one, Stronger Together, because that kind of sounds pretty cool. 700 Strength is great. I mean, if it was like 700 Haste, you bet your fucking ass I'd pick that one. So I'm going to try that. We'll work on that. We'll change it if we have to. So I do have a ton of shit that I need to do. Speak with Yavera. rest in peace, Ysera, Dawnwing to return to Borealis. Or I could go... Wait, so you have to go turn it in to her while she's already there? Alright, fuck it. So this is good, and I'll pull up the old notes. Oh, I'll pull it up on my phone so I'm not leaving the camera. Yeah, so Frosty case, we still suck. And don't let that confuse you just yet. It's just that while everybody else is dragged down, we are brought back up. So in a way, sure, Blizzard doesn't want to make us any better than we already are, because we're at the fucking bottom. So what they're going to do, it seems like, is that they're going to bring all the other classes back down to the bottom. And you know what? That's a win. So when I go to the forums, I'm going to read you some of these notes, because they're they're pretty good. And keep up the crying, because we're almost there. We are almost to where we should be, as Frost Death Knight says, the hero class that leads this fucking game in damage, kills, everything. Okay, so let's start on the PvP hotfixes that took place already on the 6th. And I've been playing a rogue, so this actually kind of felt it already. So it said, we applied a hotfix earlier today that screwed everybody else up in PvP. So player versus player healer spec mana regen reduced by 30%, which that doesn't mean anything because healers aren't using mana. I mean, you have to know that. They have to know that, unless they just don't play the game. Wouldn't be a shot. Mages got destroyed. So, Arcane, you don't see too many Arcane mages. I feel like that was just guys that were leveling. For some reason, they weren't leveling as Frost, so they were leveling as Arcane. And when they hit 110, they stayed Arcane because they probably liked it. However, everybody was just trashing them. So if you were a mage and you were Arcane and you rolled with like 7 other people all the time, then yeah, okay, cool. You're going to be able to get all... Are you heading to the front? Holy shit, they must have changed all this. Yeah, okay. I'll do all these. But I want to talk about the classes that really got destroyed. So, Overpower caused arcane power to increase damage by 40% instead of 60%. Mana Shield now drains 150% of damage taken, up from 50. Rune of Power increases spell damage by 30% instead of 40%. Incanter's Flow increases damage by up to 15%, down from 20. Arcane Pressure reduced by 50%. Galvanizing Spark reduced by 25%. So, Jesus Christ, Arcane PvP is gone. So you won't be seeing them anymore, and that's a good thing. So now all of the mages you fight are going to be Frost. But then they got nerfed too. So Glacial Spike damage reduced by 20% when attacking other players. And if I recall correctly, that's the big ass damage move that takes, it's a really long Frostbolt cast. And it hits hard as fuck. So now it's 20% less. So you're not going to really see much of that anymore. Ray of Frost damage reduced by 15%. Concentrated Coolness PvP talent increased Frozen Orb damage by 10% as opposed to 30 like it used to. Windwalker. We haven't seen the best of the best Windwalker monk nerfs yet. Just to let everybody know, this is just the beginning. So Meridian Strike's effectiveness reduced by 60%. I don't even know what that does, but 60%? That must have been their move. So they got torn up there. Oh, Rogues got it bad. And this makes me feel good. Even though I've been actively playing a Rogue, this makes me feel good mainly because Rogues are like the RIP Death Knight class. So whenever they get messed with, and all of their shit reduced, it just puts a smile on my face because that gives me a better chance of beating that ass. And a DK killing a rogue is a rare occurrence. So, sorry, I gotta fix these shoulders. They're just blowing my mind. Yeah, we're good now. So let's see. Let's see what happened to these bad boys. So, sharpened blades for subtlety and assassination effectiveness reduced by 65%. And that's the toss, the shuriken toss, I believe. Phantom Assassin increases critical strike chance down, or chance by 10% as opposed to 35% rip. Shadow Strike damage reduced by 10%, Viscerate damage reduced by 15% rip. Outlaw got fucked. I mean, I honestly couldn't tell you how to play Outlaw. To me, I still think they're combat, and I have no idea how they're played. But their Deadshot effectiveness reduced by 45%, Turn the Tables down 5%, Dispatch reduced 15%, Killing Spree reduced 20%, Between the Eyes reduced 20%. Holy fuck, dude. Okay, so Outlaw Rogues got destroyed. Balance Drip, Boomkins, Streaking Stars, Azure trade damage reduced by 50%. Oh. And that's just the 6th, so it goes further. Let's go into the 7th here. It's just making my day. So these are now live. Arms Warriors. Man, rip. Deep wounds damage dealt to enemy players reduced by 25%. So there goes that bleed. Sharpened blade increases mortal strike damage by 15% as opposed to 30%. Lure War effectiveness reduced 40%. Executioner's precision effectiveness reduced by 35%. Test of Might reduced by 30%. These are big numbers. So sure, a warrior was dropping Death Knights because they were winning the healing game, but if you're going to reduce all of their damage, then we don't have to heal as much. So we may be able to save that ghoul sack and last longer than them in a 1v1. So, okay, I'd like to try that out. Oh, BM Hunters got fucked up. Well, I don't know. I've never played a Hunter past level 30. Dire Beast Basilisk now 60 focus cost, so maybe they got that for free because this doesn't say increase or decrease. Dire Beast Basilisk damage reduced by 30% rip. Hunter Pet basic attack damage, smack, bite, and claw reduced 30%. Shit, you might as well not even have a pet out. Aspect of the Beast increases damage to your pets by 20% as opposed to 30%. And Bestial Wrath increases the damage of you and your pet by 20% down from 25%. So BM damage in PvP is now where it probably should be. And I would argue that they're probably not doing much damage at all anymore. Total. Okay. Happy with that. And then there's more. So the class tuning that's coming up September 11th, which is in 3 days. So next Tuesday, Druid, Feral, all in damage increase. So they're still not doing enough damage as Feral, which I agree with. Like, where were they? We didn't have a single Feral in our group. Okay. Probably a reason why. So all damage increased by 5%. Resto, all healing increased by 3%. Just what they needed. Rejuve, mana cost reduced to 10.5%, was 11%, so that's not a big deal. BM Hunter, all damage reduced by 5%, and this is just overall, this is not just PvP we're talking about now. Fire Mage has got an increase in damage, Flame Strike damage increased by 15%. I don't recall using Flame Strike a whole lot when I was playing Mage a long time ago. Holy Light and Flash of Light healing increased by 7%. So maybe what they did is that they increased the mana cost for all of the healers, but they made the heals more impactful, so we haven't got to Priest yet. Oh, look at this. Priest, Disc, Smite, damage reduced by 9%. We did it, boys. We have cried so hard as Death Knights and just DPS in general that we have now nerfed another class. Oh, and Holy, all healing reduced by 3%. I mean, you know, I feel like you don't see too many Holy Priests nowadays because Disc is just crazy. Shadow Word Pain and Vampiric Touch in this shadow damage increased by 20%. So shit, we might actually roll across a priest that's not Disc. And that's good for us Death Knights because Shadow Priests can't do shit. So Outlaw, all damage reduced by 5%. Ooh, just off the top, gone. Deadshot reduced by 20%. Which just got nerfed in PvP, so that's even worse. And then Sub, all damage reduced by 5%. Shaman healing, rain healing increased by 12%. Riptide healing, so you might actually see a Resto Shaman again. Warlock, curious about that because Warlocks, they can hit pretty hard. You just never see that Warlock hitting hard anymore. Affliction, Summon Dark Glare, damage reduced by 25 or 20%. I don't know what that is. Demonology, all damage increased by 5%, same for Destro. Okay, so, and that's, if you didn't catch, like, the main theme of what's going on there is that all your top tier classes that should be just shitting on DKs, they got brought down a notch. They didn't fuck with DKs yet, and I still feel like something's coming. Look at that, fucking shoulders didn't have, well, I guess all the Azurite gear doesn't have any secondary stats now that I think about it. But yeah, it looks like we're getting better. So we had a little, damn dude, if you're, so Fist of Fury is the move they're using. I'm surprised, I mean maybe this guy joined the fight a little bit later. It's just weird seeing me on top of the damage meter there after what we've been through the last couple months. So I need to obviously go back to the old Wrathy Highlands. And I really like what they're doing in that zone. I still haven't done the rares on this character, so I'll probably do that while we're all kind of sitting here watching this video. But yeah, and overall, maybe, I mean, here's some things next that I hope happens, is that we get something to happen to Mistwalker monks. I think that's overdue. And I think that's overdue if you look at the damage boards too, as far as like WoW progress and where they're at and just ranked arenas. Let's see, Arathi rares? Is that what everybody's kind of putting? Arathi Highland rares. Oh yeah, we got our boys here. Cancelled. Okay, I need somebody that says war mode on. War mode off. Pfft, pussies. War mode on. Here we go. So, yeah, something needs to happen to Mistwalker monks for sure. And I don't think Ret Paladins need a nerf. I think everybody kind of expects them to do that kind of damage all the time. And that's cool for the most part. It's just let's see, where's this paladin at? It's just maybe, I mean, giving them a few different bubble options, and you can't slow them, but they can slow you. Giving a slow to a red paladin is probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But fuck them, because as a DK you're supposed to kite them. Hurry you on, bud. Thundering. So, yeah, we're making some moves. Yeah, we're almost there. I promise. I promise that we're almost there. I'm just slapping this breath up right now. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Yeah, it's over. Yeah. So, as a DK, I feel like I can be a little pleased in what's going on. I think that they're going to listen to us and they're going to give us the two-hand cross DK back, which is something that I mean, I started off dual wielding this cross, but I do miss kind of messing around with two hands. Is this over here too? Oh shit. I do miss it. So, it'll be cool if they give us a two-hand option because Unholy obviously only plays with two-handed weapons. There'll never be a dual with Unholy 2K, or, yeah. But, I mean, right now I have two single-handed weapons that are playable. I don't have any two-handed weapon that's worth shit. As far as, I don't know, maybe I'll get one in. So this is exciting, and like the more I think about it, I actually just read about that, and as soon as I started looking at it, I was like, yeah, we gotta make a video because we're getting there. The light at the end of the tunnel, I feel like I can see it, but we haven't been fixed yet. So as far as the survivability, I wouldn't just jump into an arena and expect to win every single one, but there is a possibility that Frost would actually be playable in an arena situation, which would be the first time ever. I don't recall, I mean, maybe season 5, but I wasn't playing then. Season 9 and 13, I was deployed for both of those, so I've been pretty lucky. Alright, so, where are these going? So we'll stick to the rare farm. Maybe I'll get something that I've never had before. I do want to kill and get this mount. This would actually be really cool to get that mount. Thorn. No! Is the breath over? I do want that mount. I forget actually what it looks like, to be honest, but I know it's one of the cool like horse mounts. Yeah, look at this, man. I think it's just because of our party setup. Something's up. Hey, I gotta kill defilers. Oh, I'm in a raid, so that's not gonna work. That's right. Alright, so no mount there. But, okay, so, we got a lot of boys here. I am in a raid, right? Just got a lot of DKs here. Alright, so pillars. More dispensers. My breath is on the city, so So, okay. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know if it's just because I somehow happen to have the best gear, even though I've been playing my road right now. But there's gotta be somebody who can do that's better than me. I haven't used breath yet. Good.